Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of College Hockey Talk. On today's podcast, I'm joined by Nashville Predators prospect and member of the 20th ranked UConn Huskies, Jachym Kondelik. Welcome to the podcast, Jachym, and how's everything going?
Thank you for having me. Appreciate it. Things have been obviously going pretty well for us at the beginning of this, or right now. It's really nice to be ranked, but like we keep telling each other, it doesn't mean anything. We got to keep going because, obviously we want to be ranked higher. So it doesn't it doesn't stop at number 20 for us.
Definitely. Do you feel any pressure being a ranked team?
I think we were always like the underdog, so it's kind of nice to like finally, people give us a little credit. But I think nothing changes really for us. We just gotta go out there and be the hardest working team in the league, and I think that's not just on the ice, but even off the ice, and that's what I believe we are. So we just gotta stick to that.
Yeah, and how do you concentrate on that with so much outside noise around your team, and how do you just try to channel that out and focus on the task at hand?
I think our coaching staff is doing a good job, and especially our leaders, our captains, Adam Karashik, and all the assistant captains. They're trying to just make us, focus on hockey and everything that's important. Obviously, with this season, where there's a lot of like COVID situations, I feel like there's a lot of distractions that can, that can creep in a little bit. But I believe like we know what we want, and we know like what the final goal is for our team, and I think that's the main focus, and that's what we're focused on right now.
Yeah, and what do you think is different between this team versus previous UConn teams you were a part of in the past?
Um, I think all of our teams were, always really good, but I really think like for from my perspective, I think our group was really big when we came in. Like obviously it was really hard for our, when we were freshmen, so it was probably hard for our leaders and our older guys because we were unexperienced, and it was just this is a hard league, for young guys. So we had 12 freshmen actually coming in, and I think we grew, and I think we're all like better hockey players. So I believe that helps a lot when our class is basically I think 12 people or 11 now with Ruslan gone. So I think that's a big factor, and I also just think like our freshmen who came in our grade, our sophomores are really good. Our captaincy is great, so I think everything just like clicked this year.
Yeah, definitely. And this year's college hockey season has been very different compared to previous ones. What are some challenges you have faced trying to play this year, and how have you overcome some of those challenges?
So I would say like the main challenge for us is like not really knowing who we're playing. Like we usually find out like Wednesday, but I think we can kind of get used to it. I think at the start of the season, it was kind of like I usually like to know who we're playing, me personally, because I can look at videos and stuff like from the previous games and stuff like that. So this year it's a little harder, but I'm just happy we get to play, and I think our whole team looks at it the same way. And as long as we're playing, I think we're good.
How do you try to prepare for opponents not knowing when you're going to play them?
I think for us, it's just going into every practice, going really hard. I think there nothing changes there. No matter who we play, we always give our best efforts at practice, and with the intensity we practice, it just makes it so much easier than going into games knowing I have to go against a guy who gave me his full effort, so I know, I'm ready for the games.
Yeah, and there's obviously been schedule changes throughout this entire season. How do you mentally stay prepared for all those changes in your schedule, and what's the key for maintaining flexibility for this season?
Uh, I would say, like I said, I think like we have this one goal in the next month or so, and I think that's really all that matters. But obviously, we got to go day by day. So I don't think we're really trying to look who we're playing on the weekend. We're just going, let's look at today and have a great practice. And every day is basically the same. And then whenever game day comes, we're like, okay, we're ready to go. Let's beat them. And I think this is how it's just got to go this season, because this season you really never know what's going to happen. So I think you just got to go day by day, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, and what's it like to play this season without any fans, and what's it like playing in a new place like Frady's versus the XL Center?
Um, the fans, we love our fans. We love to have them out there. I think last year we have been getting our crowds bigger and bigger, which was unreal when we had 7,000 8,000 people in the in the XL, and obviously gets you fired up. And I think the beginning of the season it was pretty weird, to be honest. But like we can't use it as an excuse. Everyone has the same. No one can have fans, so I think we're kind of getting used to it. And for the Fridas question, I think Fridas is kind of, obviously the Excel is beautiful and stuff, but also it's like nice to just, walk to the games. We basically walk for 5 minutes and you're at your home rink. So uh, everything has something, and I don't think anyone minds to play at the Fridas.
Yeah, definitely. And 3-on-3 overtime has also been introduced to college hockey this year. What's it like as yourself for yourself being an offensive player, having more space on the ice and having more offensive chances to score goals?
I know our record hasn't been the best in overtime, but I think we have a lot of talent to play overtime. Me personally, I love playing overtime. You have a lot of space. You can, if you don't have anything, you can just cut back with the puck and come out of the zone and just kind of relax. So I'm a big fan of that, and I really think that our team overall likes it as well.
Now, what have you improved on the most since last year?
I think there's a lot of things. I would say definitely my skating, or I hope at least my skating. I just think my all around game has gotten better, hopefully, and I just hope I can help the team more and more.
Yeah, and talk about the freshmen this year and talk about the impact they've made and how have you tried to help them for their transition into college hockey since this is a year that you've never experienced before?
I honestly think they have done an awesome job. I think they have done a better job than like when I look back at my freshman year. I think it was just so hard, everything with all the classes, stuff like that, and they have everything even harder because everything is online, so they got to figure everything out. So I think they have done a tremendous job, not just off ice, but also on ice. I think they have played some key roles for us, and I really believe even like going forward in the future, they're just going to be great for UConn.
Now, I'm curious about your reaction on this, but Hockey East announced that they're going to have a single elimination format for this year's playoffs and that all the teams are going to make it in. What's your thoughts on that?
Uh, like I said, that's just what hockey wants. Like we can't really affect it, so we're just focused on that one game in the future. Whenever we're gonna play it, to do our best to win it, give ourselves the best chances to win it.
Now, one thing I notice about this UConn team versus other teams is how physical you guys are. You guys are very physical. However, you're one of the least penalized teams in Hockey East. How do you try to balance the physicality and know when to use it in the right way?
I think our coach has really been honest with when we see numbers, don't finish them. And I also think we're one of the fastest teams in the league. So I don't think we need to take that much stick penalties and all that, like hooking and slashing, which is I think we have been taking a lot of them in the first 2 years that I've been here, and this year I think we have a lot of guys who are just really good at hitting. So I think it's also a skill when you can hit the guy and not hit him. So it's a penalty. So I think that's a key factor as well.
Now, being a junior on the team, what type of leadership do you want to bring in? Are you more of a vocal or lead by example type of player? And have you learned anything from past leaders that have helped your leadership skills for this season?
I always love to look up to all our leaders. The captains is always great because I think my freshman year I didn't really notice it, but it's not just on the ice how you play, but it's also off the ice. And I've seen, I'll give an example of Freezy and Nui last year. They've been both, great example of how you should behave off ice and on ice and play. So I've been trying to look at them, and I hope that I'm being a leader this year as well, vocally and going as an example as well.
Now, I want to start off talking about the beginning of your hockey career. You're from the Czech Republic. How did you start playing hockey and falling in love with the sport?
So my dad was a hockey player. I actually was born in Germany because he played there for 10 years or 12 years pro. So I kind of grew up watching him. So I was obviously obsessed with hockey, and I just wanted to play hockey. So that's kind of how I got into hockey. And then later on, when I was like 6, 7, I went back to Czech Republic and played there because the hockey was a little better there.
Yeah, and who was your favorite player growing up?
Definitely my dad, but like from like NHL guys and all that was Yager, because Yager is basically like the the best person in Czech Republic. Like everyone looks at him as our president. Basically, he's just number one there. So it was Yager.
Yeah, definitely. I love Jaromir Jagr, especially when he played with the Bruins and when he had that dynamic with David Krejci. It was awesome.
He was unreal.
Definitely. Now, before UConn, you played in the USHL for the Muskegon Lumberjacks. How did you get the opportunity to play in the USHL, and what made you want to come to the US and pursue your hockey dreams?
So I think we played the Hlinka now it's Hlinka Gretzky tournament, and I think somebody from their team saw me, and they were like, if I would like to try it. Then I first thought that my route is gonna go through the Canadian Hockey League because I was drafted there, but then I was like, college would be a great way for me to develop because I would get some more time to get better at hockey and also get a scholar or also get a good school and certificate or how you call that. So I was like, there would be a great opportunity for me to use it. So I just went with the American way.
Was there any adjustment you had to make being far away from home for the first time?
So the first couple of years were obviously challenging because I was used to my mom basically did most of the stuff for me, like my laundry and stuff like that. So I actually left when I was 15. So the first couple of years were really challenging, to be honest, especially being away from my family, and I'm pretty tight with my family. So yeah, the start was challenging, but right now I'm really happy I went. I think it gave me a lot, so I'm really happy.
Yeah, and talk about playing in the USHL and what was your favorite memory in that league?
I just loved all the friendships that I have made. I still talk to a lot of guys, on a daily basis. I play against a lot of them in college. My captain, actually, my second year was Anthony Delgaizo, who was playing against me in UMass. He's one of my best friends. So I just love to compete against those guys. It's always great to play against them, just see them, talk to them. Uh, all those friendships. We didn't win anything my 2 years that I was there, but obviously like all the memories just being there, all the fun that we had with the guys and all the stuff around hockey was just awesome.
Yeah, and how did your time in the USHL prepare you for college hockey?
uh I think it was great because our coach was pretty strict on us, I would say. In USHL, he was I would say kind of similar to what coach Cav wants from us, like the expectation wise, like we got to do everything right. So I think it helped me from that standpoint a lot. So um, yeah, I'm really happy about that. He was strict at us, but I think that's something that I didn't necessarily have when I came over from overseas. I was just used to like being on my own page really and doing whatever I wanted to do. So uh, I think that kind of helped me to develop my game into the higher levels a little bit.
Now, in 2018, you were drafted by the Nashville Predators. What was your draft day like, and how did you find out you were going to Nashville?
I honestly didn't even watch the draft because I was kind of nervous. I was like, I'm just gonna see what happens. So I think my parents were watching, but I was with my friends just hanging out, and they actually called me. My phone was blowing up from all different people, and they were just congratulating me. So it was just a special feeling, and I was really happy that happened. But obviously looking now, like, it doesn't really mean anything. That's just basically like a start and tells you got to work even harder. So like I said, you got to go day by day and make sure you do every day your best.
Was it weird comparing your experience versus the draft this past year with all the guys at UConn that got drafted this year?
Uh, I think it was like I actually got to spend the draft day with Artie and Jan, so it was kind of special for to spend it with them because I was really happy for both of them to get drafted, and also for our program, it's great that we're getting guys who are getting drafted. But at the same time, I was pretty upset for them that they didn't get to experience the full uh, draft day and how it works and stuff. But in the end of the day, they still got drafted, so I believe they're both happy.
Yeah, and talk about getting the opportunity to participate in the Predators development camp. And what was the coolest thing you got to do there? Because I know obviously Tomasz Vomashka is part of the Predators organization, but Adam Karashek was also part of that development camp as well.
I think that was pretty special that we were there together. It was just unreal to be there with your teammates who spend every day with, to be at a camp, basically living our dreams and just spending time together there. The coolest thing I got to do there was probably I met Roman Yossi, and I actually didn't realize at first that it was him because I don't know what I was doing. I was just looking probably. I don't know if I didn't realize him. He was just I don't know. And yeah, so I didn't realize him at first, and then after a minute talking with him, I realized it was him, and I was like, "Oh my!" So yeah, I felt pretty bad after that, but it was a funny story, and it was really cool to meet him. He's a great guy, and he was. I met him actually at 5:30 in the morning in the gym, so that tells you something
So,
about a guy.
yeah, that's awesome. And what's the communication like between you and the Predators organization when you're at UConn?
Uh, Obviously we talk here and there, but I'm trying to just focus on this season right now. I don't really want to look ahead. I think that's right now it's more important because I'm here right now. I'm not with the Preds right now, so I really want to focus on our team, and I really think we have something special. So I want to use this opportunity as much as I can.
Yeah, and talk about your recruiting process and what made you want to go to UConn.
I think a big factor obviously was that we got the chance with Tomas Vomachka to go to the same school. That always helps, especially for us as foreign guys. I think it was great to have somebody that you can talk to and with your native language. But at the same time, I just loved UConn. I was here for a visit. I loved the area. I loved, I got to spend the day with the guys. So I think they had a great group of guys, and I watched practice. So I think I just liked the program overall. I thought the coaching staff was really good. So just decided for UConn.
Yeah, and speaking of the coaching staff, what's it like to play under Coach Mike Kavanaugh and obviously Tyler Helton? And yeah, just talk about what it's like playing with those, playing under those guys, and what have you learned under them during your time with the Huskies?
Uh, I think the best thing that we all see in them is just they always saw that this program can be special, and no one really believed us except for them. And it's been for them 7 or 8 years that they have taken this school over as a coaching staff, and you can tell how far they brought this program. Now we're not just a team that's in the league, but now we're a team that can compete with anyone and beat everyone. And I think really that's what our mentality is. And I think it's really big thanks to them that they overturned this program, and we can really be a special team this year, and going forward as well.
Does a guy like Joe Pereira help since he played in Hockey East before with Boston University?
Uh, I obviously it does help. I don't think you got to play pro hockey to be a good coach, but at the same time, he has some good experience. He won Hockey East maybe twice even. I think he went to the finals and national championship. So I think that experience just helps. He played with a lot of NHL guys, so he can also tell us how what they did to be great and what they did to make their team better.
Yeah, what was the biggest adjustment you had to make to college hockey, especially being a part of a large freshman class and playing in situations that most freshmen don't get to play in college hockey?
Uh, the biggest adjustment I would say was the speed for me. Personally, I think for other guys maybe it was like strength stuff and stuff around like that. But I'm a big guy. I'm 6'6", so it takes me a little while to get my feet moving. So at the start when I got here, everyone around me was just flying. I felt like I was a little slow, but uh, that's not the case anymore. I think I adjusted well. So I'm just happy. I think college hockey is the best or the fastest league in the world. Like everyone's flying around here. So I think that helps personally my game to get better and better.
Now, we had Tomasz Romashka on the podcast over the summer, and he was saying how Adam Hushka really helped you guys transition into UConn. Talk about his impact and what was it like playing with him?
It's always great, to have somebody who already like knows this place, and he also like speaks in the same language as we do. So it was great to talk to him, and he was 2 years older I think than us. So he basically experienced all of this. He knew Coach Cav, which we didn't know at that point. What his expectations were and all that. So we basically spent a lot of time with him. He basically showed us around the first couple weeks. If we didn't know anything, like something, I often didn't know where to go to class, so he helped me out with that a lot. And I think for Tomas, especially from the goalie standpoint, he helped him a lot.
Now, during your freshman season, you had the opportunity to go to Northern Ireland and play in the Friendship Four. What was it like playing in Northern Ireland, and what was the best thing you remember from that trip?
Uh, it was I honestly think it was just great to go to Ireland with the team. That was like one of my best weekends ever. It was just so much fun. We didn't get the results we wanted, but just the experience to spend this time with the boys and be in Ireland was just unbelievable and something I'm never gonna forget. So I was really grateful for that.
Yeah, something I remember from that tournament was just how big the ice sheet was, but also all the advertisements that were on the ice sheet as well. Was that an adjustment for yourself?
I'm used for that from the Europe standpoint. So I actually enjoyed the huge ice. I'm a big fan of that. So the same with the commercial stuff or advertisement or how you call that on the ice. I don't mind that at all. It's just on a regular basic in Europe, so I'm kind of used to that. So I didn't mind that.
Now, you also had the opportunity to play in Vegas as well during your freshman year. What was the coolest thing you got to do when you were in Vegas? And just talk about that tournament as well.
I think it was just special to play in the NHL arena. We had the great locker room. We had a really great hotel. It was just unreal. Like I never believed when I was going to the United States that I'm gonna get to travel, to Ireland, Vegas, and all that. So I was just really happy that I got to do that. And it was just again a great city to see, a great experience. So I really enjoyed it.
Now, unfortunately, UConn did not make the playoffs during that season. What did you take away from that, and what did you do during? What did you take away from that, and how did you use it to help you for your next year when you did make the playoffs? Because watching that team, you guys struggled a lot during the beginning of the year, but then you found it towards the end of the year, and it kind of worked. But unfortunately, it was a little bit too late, and you guys didn't make the playoffs. So, kind of just talk to me what you took away from that experience and how it helped you for your next 2 years.
I really think like the start was really hard that year for us because 12 freshmen coming in. I just think it was kind of on us as freshmen. We kind of had to figure it out how to play in this league because it's not an easy league. So the start was pretty tough, but then going on, I think our leaders did a great job. Miles with Colts and all those guys, they did a great job to adjust us to the hockey and all that speed and all that. So I just think it was the first couple of months were pretty hard, but then going on, I think we even went on a winning streak the last 8 wins out of 10 games or something like that. So yeah, I just wish we would have figured it out a little earlier, but it's just a learning experience. We just have to learn from that. I'm sad we couldn't get it done for the older guys, but can't change it now anymore.
You also got to participate in the World Juniors that season. Talk about that experience and what was it like representing your country on the national stage?
It's always great to represent your country, and I'm always proud to do it. And it was just great to play against all those great players. And I just think like personally, from a hockey standpoint, it gave me so much because the hockey was just so fast and everyone was so skilled and all that. So I had to kind of adjust to that. So I think it helped me going forward into the season because I just came back from this tournament confident and ready to go. So that helped me a lot.
Now, this past season, UConn was one of the hottest teams. At what point during the regular season did everything seem to click, and what was the biggest improvement your team made to make that successful run towards the end of the season? Because one thing I noticed from that team versus the one team you were playing on your freshman year was you were sweeping series. You weren't just splitting series. And Coach Mike Cavanaugh even alluded to that in a press conference when you guys beat BU in that great game.
Uh, I think what changed was we really started to believe they were a great team. I think because people were always doubting us as a team, I think sometimes their mentality was like, maybe we're not actually that good. But I really believe since I got here that this team has been great. Even our freshman year, even though we didn't make playoffs, I really believe that we have the skill and talent and the grit to be one of the top teams in hockey, if not the top or the best team. And I think what changed for us last year and even this year is just like we're going into games now. We're going to win. We're not just going to play our best and we'll see what happens. But we're going in there like we're gonna beat you. We're gonna be better than you in all the aspects of the game. We're gonna work you, outshoot you, everything. So I think that's a huge factor because confidence is a huge factor in hockey. So
Now, at the end of the season, you beat the number 8 team in the country, UMass, in a great comeback victory. Talk about that game and what was it like to upset that team, especially since it was the seniors' final game at the Excel Center?
it was unreal. I think especially for the seniors, it was a great experience to do that for them. I think the team just knew it was their last game, so everyone pushed a little even harder than over their limits. So also we had a great fan base at that point. I think we had like 8,000 fans in that game or seven. So it was packed. The arena was buzzing. So I think that helped us a lot, and it was just unreal to beat them. And I also think those moments is something that brings the team even closer together. So I think that also helped us going into this season.
Now, you were supposed to play Maine in the quarterfinals before everything got shut down. How did you find out, and what was the reaction amongst your teammates knowing that you weren't able to complete the job that you started in that season?
Yeah, that's exactly like you said. That was probably the most upsetting that we didn't get the chance to play what I think we deserve to play for. I think we would have gone far. I really believe we were good enough to go far, and we were all fired up to play Maine. And unfortunately, this happened. But we weren't the only one, and it happened to everyone. So yeah, I was mostly sad for my teammates. For the seniors who had to leave after the season. That was like the most upsetting about that. But like like I said, everybody had the same situation, so nobody can do anything about that.
Now, I want to talk to you about some of the teammates you get to play with. You got to play with Ruslan Asakov, who, in my opinion, had one of the best hands in college hockey. What was it like to play with him, and talk about him as a teammate, both on and off the ice?
No, he definitely had the best hands in college hockey. I even saw on your Instagram that Kale said that, and he was completely right. his skill level was just through the roof. I think his skill level was probably on an NHL level. And he's even doing great now in Finland. I'm pretty sure he's doing really well. And he was just a great guy. He was, he wasn't the loudest guy in the room, but he was always funny when he talked, and he was just the hardest working kid. Every time you came down to the rink, he was there, working on his skills. So no wonder he had the best skill, because he was just always at the rink. He was probably sleeping at the rink because he was just always there, and unbelievable kid and unbelievable player.
And you also get to play with Vladislav first off. What's it like playing with him, and just talk about his skill as well, because it's incredible to watch, especially the shot he has.
Oh yeah, he's a great player as well. There's sometimes those guys who just don't miss when they get the chance to score, and he has this talent. Whatever he shoots on net, it usually goes in. I was really happy that he got to participate in World Juniors, because that's a huge milestone for Russia, because they were the first 2 college players that they ever took. And yeah, Vladdy's a young guy, so it's really hard for him, but he has been doing a great job adjusting to this hockey, and his English has been getting better now. You can actually talk to him, so he's really funny as well. Also a good guy and a great hockey player, so it's great to play with him. I really enjoy him.
Yeah, what's it like to play with Nick Capone, who's a great freshman? I think he's very similar to you. His game is very similar to your game as well. What's it like to play with him, and how have you helped him for his transition into college hockey?
I think he has a big advantage that he's just he's big, he's strong, so the adjustment to college hockey for him is a little smoother than for maybe the smaller guys, and I think he's been doing a great job. He's been physical for us. He's been great on the forecheck. Overall, just a great player, blocking shots, finishing guys, and I think he really gave us even more depth and more physicality in our team that we even needed, because right now I feel like we're the most physical team, like you said, in the league, and he's a big part of that, to be honest.
Now, the last team I want to ask you about is Carla Turnbull. What's it like to play with him? And he's a very underrated player, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think you're definitely right. He's really underrated, but he is an unbelievable scoring touch. He can score a lot. He's one of the best skaters I've ever seen. He might have the quickest first couple steps in the whole league. So he's really tough for defenders to stop, and when he gets the chance, he rarely misses. So like you said, I think he's really underrated as well. I think he's a great hockey player, and his speed and his finishing ability makes him super dangerous.
Now we're in the non-hockey segment of the podcast, where I ask you some non-hockey questions. My first one is: Connecticut is known to have the best pizza. What is the best pizza that you have ever had in Connecticut?
I didn't get the experience the New Haven one. I'm honestly not the biggest fan of American pizza, because it's super thick, and European usually has the thin one. So I'm a big Blaze Pizza fan.
Nice. Now, speaking of your teammates, who's the funniest on the team? I know a lot of people say Cale Howarth or Ryan
Oh
Wheeler.
yeah, I was gonna say Kale.
Now,
Kale and Ryan, definitely one of them.
now, who has the best style on the team?
I'd say Johnny Evans.
If you could have lunch with anyone in the world, who would it be and why?
Uh, it would probably be Roger Federer. I'm just a huge tennis fan, and I was always looking at his games. Like he has won 22 Grand Slams, or 23 now maybe. So he's an unbelievable athlete, and I would just love to talk to him about what got him to where he is now. So he's just someone I look up to a lot, even though he's not playing hockey.
Now, what is your favorite video game to play?
FIFA right now.
Nice. I've never really played FIFA that much. I'm more of an NHL fan, but everyone says it's a good game. Do you do like the My Team? I know that's big with FIFA.
Oh yeah. I actually never played FIFA, but my roommate Tomas made me play FIFA, so I kind of started, and now I play a lot. But I'm a big chill guy as well.
Definitely. Now, last non-hockey question: what music do you like to listen to before a game, or just in general?
Uh, Play like rap or pop, one of those two.
Any go-to artist?
Juice World.
Oh, nice. What was your thoughts on his new album? I know it came out like almost a year, but it was incredible to me.
Yeah, it was unreal. I loved all the songs. I'm just a huge fan. I'm really sad that he's not with us anymore, but his music has just been unreal. So I love his music.
Now back to some hockey questions. Now, what advice would you give someone trying to pursue a Division I college hockey scholarship?
I would just say work hard. That's the most important. I don't think a lot of guys say that, but I would say like have fun. That's the most important. If you don't have fun, that's really why we started playing hockey. And I always remind myself sometimes when I'm like sad or something or angry because of hockey, I'm always like, why am I playing hockey? Because I love it and I want to have fun with it. So that's the most important thing for me.
Now, what could I do better as an interviewer to improve this podcast and make this platform better?
I don't have anything specific. I think you're doing a great job. So if I come up with something later, I'll let you know.
Awesome. Well, do you have any message to the UConn fans about this season? Obviously, it's been tough not able to see you guys play, and I'm a UConn fan myself, but it's been so much fun to watch your team play.
Yeah, I'm just, all I can say is like I really believe that this program has, turned around, and I really believe that going forward we're gonna have a lot of playoffs coming up, and hopefully a lot of championships in front of us as well. So I just I just have a message to be excited for what's coming because I really think we're on the right track.
Does it stink not having the success with the fans?
Yeah, obviously, with the fans is unreal. After every game when you got to skate around the ice and you had fans standing up and cheering for you, that's always something special. And I know if we would have fans in the Fridas, it would be even more special. So yeah, it's just sucks, but it is what it is.
Now, do you have any shout-outs you'd like to make before we let you go?
I don't know if Kale's gonna listen to that. I'll give a shout out to Kale though.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming on, Jáchym. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for what you've done for the UConn hockey program. It really means a lot to myself. I've been watching the program since they were in Atlantic Hockey, and I just can't thank you enough for what you and the rest of your teammates have done. So thank you so much. I wish you all the best and with the future.
Thank you, appreciate it very much. Thank you for having me.
No problem. Take care. I'll talk to you
All
later.
right, thanks, Matt. Bye bye.
Bye.